Princess Charlotte's playful moment as she exchanged smile with Harry and Meghan at Queen's funeral. Along with her brother, Prince George, who was one day set to be king following his father's turn as king, Princess Charlotte caught the eye of the millions who tuned in to watch the late Queen's funeral on television. And it appears that there's a resounding shared sentiment when it comes to the 7-year-old, which is that she's incredibly poised and well-behaved for such a young age. Both Charlotte and George walked calmly and slowly behind their great-grandmother's coffin during his procession from Westminster Palace, where it had been lying in state, to Westminster Abbey for a memorial service. Hence, the Prince and Princess of Wales will no doubt be proud how their 2 eldest children conducted themselves during the Queen's funeral on Monday. Harry and his wife, Meghan Markle, were seated in a front row next to his niece, who attended the solemn service with her father, Prince William, mother, Kate Middleton, and brother, Prince George, as part of official events on a final day of public mourning for the late monarch at Balmoral Castle in Scotland. Although the world's eyes were on the royal family, royal watchers were delighted to see Charlotte share a sweet moment with her uncle, Prince Harry. In a video of the service, the royal adjusted her brimmed hat while her uncle was glancing over at her. Once she made eye contact with Harry, he gave her a subtle but kind smile, prompting Charlotte to smile back at him. After their brief exchange, they both faced forward to direct their attention towards the service. On Twitter, social media users praised the 2 family members and expressed how their interaction looked like a sweet moment. While some social media users commented on the large space between Harry and Charlotte as she cuddled closer to her mom, Kate Middleton, others were touched by their interaction. Another Twitter user claimed the moment beautiful, adding, "He made her smile when she was feeling sad, and she made him smile when he was clearly upset." There were many glimpses of human emotion throughout the historic day, with many members of the royal family shedding a tear for Her Majesty, including Meghan. Similar to Harry, the Duchess of Sussex was also spotted having a sweet moment with Princess Charlotte during the Queen's highly charged state funeral as she comforted the youngster in their family's time of mourning. The little girl was seen turning her head to look up at the Duchess, who responds by looking down and warmly smiling at her niece. The moment with Meghan came as they waited outside, with Charlotte and George standing alongside the Queen Consort. With Meghan nearby behind, Charlotte shot a gaze over her shoulder, which resulted in her locking eyes with her auntie. It is understood the Prince and Princess of Wales thought long and hard about whether to invite their 2 eldest children to the funeral, but following their attendance at Prince Philip's funeral last year, it was decided they could cope with the solemn occasion. Speaking about the princess, royal biographer Tina Brown said there are already real similarities between Charlotte and the late Queen Elizabeth. Quote, "When Churchill first met the Queen at the age of 2, he commented on her extraordinary gravity and her poise. And I do feel somewhat the same about Princess Charlotte." As the Archbishop of Canterbury delivered his sermon, which referenced the grief of this day, felt not only by the late Queen's family, but all around the nation, Commonwealth, and the world. Charlotte's presence at Westminster Abbey was a reminder of how the Queen's reign ended hundreds of years of male primogeniture in the British monarchy. From 2013, a younger son could no longer displace an elder daughter in the line of succession, meaning that Charlotte is 3rd in line to the throne, and her younger brother Louis, who was not at the funeral, is 4th.